In today's video, we will start a deep dive into Orson Scott Card's so-called Enderverse that spans nearly a dozen full-length novels as well as numerous short stories. We will kick this series off, as you can expect, with the book that started it all, namely Ender's Game, published in the year 1985. Actually, the book began as a short story with the same title featured in the August 1977 edition of Analog Science Fiction and Fact. Furthermore, in 1991, Orson Scott Card released an updated version of Ender's Game, adjusting certain political details to reflect the recent dissolution of the Soviet Union and the conclusion of the Cold War. The novel has been translated into 34 languages, a testament to its global popularity. Regarding the semi-objective metrics, Ender's Game scores somewhere in the middle of the sci-fi Mohs scale, which is not that common, as most novels will either lean into scientific soundness or science fantasy. For most people, Ender's Game probably reads more like hard science fiction, but its relation to faster-than-light communication, as well as other more fantastical aspects of the plot, count against it being pure hard sci-fi, in my view at least. The scale of the narrative universe in Ender's Game is not as expansive as you might expect in a space opera or other military science fiction novels, as most of the plot is limited to space stations or a few places on Earth. Obviously, the sequels to Ender's Game will develop and enlarge the narrative universe to the aforementioned Enderverse. Without a doubt, Ender's Game has a lot to offer when it comes to original and unique storytelling and concepts, and is among the quote-unquote classics of science fiction in the 20th century. Regarding the dramatis personae, Ender's Game is at the upper end of the scale, with numerous characters giving life to the plot that unfolds. In terms of critical reception, Ender's Game won 5 awards, as listed on Goodreads.com, and it was listed in numerous best of rankings related to science fiction. These positive critical accolades are also reflected in relation to its popular reception, which is evidenced by a combined score of 4.4 out of 5 stars based on millions of reviews on the aforementioned Goodreads, as well as LibraryThing and Amazon.com. Where there is success and popularity, there will be adaptations. In 2013, the American film Ender's Game was released. Gavin Hood both wrote and directed the movie, featuring Asa Butterfield in the lead role of Andrew Ender Wiggin. The supporting cast includes notable actors such as Harrison Ford, Haley Steinfeld, and Viola Davis, along with Abigail Breslin and Ben Kingsley. Despite receiving mixed reviews from critics and falling short at the box office, grossing only $125.5 million against a budget of $110 to $115 million, the movie Ender's Game has maintained a dedicated cult following. While plans for a video game in 2008 never came to fruition, comic book adaptation of Ender's Game and some of its sequels were initiated in the same year. In 2013, the audio play Ender's Game Alive was released, providing a reinterpretation of the novel's events and also introducing new story elements during its 7-hour runtime. The story of Ender's Game, the 1985 novel to be specific, takes place in an indeterminate future of Earth in a world facing grave threat after 2 violent and deadly encounters with an insectoid alien race known as the Formics, or derogatorily the Buggers. To brace for an imminent third invasion, Earth's global military enlists the participation of young gifted children, among them the central character Andrew Ender Wiggin, to undergo intensive training as elite officers. The youngsters acquire skills in military strategy and leadership through a series of progressively challenging war games, some of which are conducted in zero gravity, ultimately unveiling Ender's exceptional tactical prowess. Will Ender's genius be of use when humanity has to face the buggers for a third time? We shall see. In Ender's Game, the narrative consistently maintains a captivating pace, keeping the reader engaged. The setting is skillfully crafted to feel believable, tinged with an underlying tension stemming from the looming threat of an imminent invasion that poses a grave danger to the entire world. While the characters are generally likable, there is a noticeable dissonance between their attitudes, characteristics, and expressions, and the age they are supposed to represent in the books. This inconsistency or incongruity is somewhat mitigated by the understanding that these children that are located at battle school were specifically chosen and selected for their heightened intellect, making their behavior less implausible. However, this disjunction is more evident in the actions of Ender's siblings, Peter and Valentine, who are also gifted to be honest, but whose successful start as clandestine political figures on Earth is less believable. Furthermore, Battle School introduces typical elements of high school drama, such as navigating group dynamics, earning trust, gaining respect, and dealing with bullies. The urgency of these rather mundane dynamics is heightened due to the imminent alien invasion. In addition, the adult military staff and teachers of Battle School condone excessively aggressive behavior as another way to test their students. As the story unfolds, Ender's Game also raises ethical questions about subjecting minors to psychological and physical stress to unlock their hidden potential. This dilemma parallels real-world scenarios involving demanding parents, exemplified by the concept of tiger moms, or rigorous sports coaches. While the stakes in Ender's Game involve the potential end of humanity, rather than academic achievement or sports scholarships, the ethical considerations remain pertinent. Overall, Ender's Game has without a doubt earned its place in the Science Fiction Hall of Fame due to the aforementioned points, but also simply for being entertaining to read. Especially younger readers may enjoy Ender's Game, since the themes of coming of age and the increasing responsibilities once childhood ends may resonate specifically with this demographic. However, this should not be misinterpreted in a way that Ender's Game is a children's book. Far from it. If you liked this video, you may also enjoy the other reviews and content on my channel. Feel free to leave a comment if you want to discuss the novels or if you want to suggest other books that I should review in the future. Please consider upvoting and subscribing, it is much appreciated. Thank you for watching and until next time.